All right, video number 2. And yes, this is the same morning. See, Tegra's still set up right there. Obviously, this isn't gonna move. But like I said, one thing I gotta fix for sure first is this guy right here. So since I'm going to be doing my own seat support, I guess, like I'm getting rid of this stuff because I'm too tall for this chassis. So I'm gonna mount it lower and get rid of all factory mounting points. That's what I did in my last Integra as well. I was really happy with where I sat. I was a lot lower to the ground. My head wasn't banging against my cage as much. This cage is going to be fit a lot higher than what my last cage was, so I shouldn't have that issue. But I'm just a really tall guy, so I need to lower. Also, this stuff isn't strong, as you can see. This broke out as well. This one's probably on its way. This broke at some point in time. That one is bent. So it's better just get rid of that shit and not use it anymore. Obviously, you'll see what I'm going to end up doing with mounting my seat to this chassis. But for now, I just need to fix this. So I am not going to basically worry about how this looks or whatever the case is. I'm basically just patching it and adding some structure back to the chassis since, you know, it needs it, I guess. I mean, I can cut this out since I'm making my own mounting points to the frames, the tunnel, and to this. But I want it to still have the factory floor just because I think that is within the rule book, or I don't know. I haven't really looked at the rule book. I'm just trying to get this done. I could change things around later on if I want to. But this is the main thing that I want to worry about as of right now. So what I did is I cut a patch. So this is literally just gonna go right there. Nothing too difficult, pretty basic, nothing too serious. And then I don't gotta worry about that anymore, and I can move on with my life and with what the rest of this needs to be done. So I'm gonna clean up the area a little bit more, get rid of a little bit more sound deadening because this is a little bigger than what I thought it was going to be. And then pull my welder out and get it done. Also, since this is getting welded into the car, what the correct way to do this would be cut this amount of section out of the floor and then basically replace it with this. Like I said, I don't want to do that. This floor is already pretty thin. I'd rather just add a patch full than cut it out. But since this is going to be welded to the floor, I have to make sure one of these sides is painted so it doesn't rust and fall apart like how this floor did. So I'm gonna paint one of these sides right now, then we can get to actually, you know, putting it in. All right. All right, so plates in, all welded up. Well, good enough to where it's not gonna go anywhere. And then I painted it just to make sure it doesn't rust while it sits out here. Gonna seam seal this stuff when the rest of the sound deadening is out and all the other shit's cut out and it's ready for paint. But right now I'm not really too worried about it. Next thing on the list is to start cutting away at all the shit. Then once all that's done, the cage could go in and I could start welding it to the chassis and getting the rest of the stuff ready to go. All right, so got most of this side cut out. As you can see the difference. This is just about everything that you do cut out or are able to cut out. Just need to go to Harbor Freight, get another flappy disc because that one's toasted. But yeah, you need to make sure not to cut this because this is actually structural. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back, drill holes every 3 inches or so and put rivets along that seam to make sure the strut tower is strong. But I'm also gonna be building a strut brace and reinforcing the strut tower and making bars that go all the way across and connect to the cage. So this will all be structural and sound and strong, but all this is able to be cut out. Yeah, trim a little more up there, but rough idea of what I'm going for. All that stuff basically just holds the interior of the car, the rear quarter panel area, and it's not really needed when you don't have interior. But yeah, now I'm gonna continue on with that side.